Welcome again. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is Fantasy Football Analysis from me. And we're looking at the 2016 rookie class, and we're presenting our first kind of look-see and comparing public sources to our rankings. So I've got some charts here, and this is just getting you a first look to inspire you to do some research here. And that's basically at this point until we know where these rookies are going or other things we may not be aware of. Certainly, their private life sometimes gets in the way of their playing. So we never know until we know. So we present our ranks versus public rankings. I actually went in and sampled from three other sources, kind of did a composite melding together of that data, and then compared us. And I just call one of the groups Group 1 and one Group 2. I really didn't want to put any bias down, to say we're better than this or that. Just I wanted to say, here's two groups, and this is, certainly more than two people looking at the rookie class. So we have the quarterbacks here, Group 1 and Group 2, and then I just did a simple subtraction between the rankings and color coded that. So you can see what differences. Where's the controversy here? Looks like most are within half a round or so. Not really. I don't see a lot of controversy here. In the quarterbacks here. But it certainly seems to supply that Goff is the top here. And then certainly after Cook or Prescott even, nobody is really looking at some of these other quarterback types. So for now, unless one of these pops up on your radar, I would just kind of put them into a second tier. And we'll talk more about tier systems down the road, but that's just our first look and comparing the two here. Probably not a lot of big insight. When we go to the running backs, though, there's things that jump out right away. Marshall has a minus 22 difference between the two. So one group really doesn't like him versus the other group. So that's kind of interesting. And Smallwood has the opposite phenomenon here, as well as Collins and Brooker and Prosay. Minus 10, minus 9. Everybody's, thinking Elliott, Henry, Dixon. I mean, it's pretty much coming down to the top three. And then looks like we get to a tier of controversy. So maybe there's some opportunity there. Okay. So that's certainly for you dynasty players. It's always good to see where there's difference of opinions. And that opens the door, the so-called sleeper closet, right? You open that door and you can hopefully collect some bargains. At least that's the thought. For instance, Group 1 would say Smallwood is a wonderful bargain down at this rank 1. So they give him a 26. Wow. That's a 25-fold difference in opinion. This has inspired me to go do some searching, and we'll watch the draft and see if any of these, the Marshall, Smallwood, for instance, the very extremes, there's something there for us to pay attention to. So I think more than anything else, you should spend less time debating whether Dixon, Henry, and Elliott are 1, 2, and 3, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1, 3, whatever, than looking at these where the opinions are certainly very different. And I think that's where opportunities may lie. So I urge you to use this to start getting deeper into metrics and opinions, and put these on your watch list just to see where they end up. Okay, and certainly if they have a favorable draft, that may make Smallwood better or make Marshall worse. Who knows? But take a look at that. Here's the tight ends, and not there's never a big interest in tight ends. It's hard to remember when rookie tight ends made a big jump. Certainly, it looks like it's Henry, Hooper, and then nobody. And notice that Hooper, there's some difference of opinion as well. So instead of worrying about Hooper and Henry together, just spend some more time on Hooper as the rookie tight end, and go into that a little bit. Wide receivers, my difference method really starts pointing out 5 or 6 that are really potential bargains, right? And here's one that's thought to be overranked. And Treadwell, of course, is number 1, then Doxson, and then Coleman and Boyd and these kinds. So again, I try to find where differences exist and ask myself, why are those differences? Why do they exist? What is one group seeing that other is not, or vice versa? And so that's where I think I would spend my time, is trying to dig a little deeper, okay, a little deeper, to find those bargains, right? Those sleepers, and worry less about who's 1 or 2, right? I mean, that will fall as it falls. So I want to keep updating this, but and I'll give some more video lessons. But right now, this is the ones in the green and the red, and differences are the extremes. Just call them the extremes, and I've listed those in order here. Players with the highest differences in opinions. So I call them keys to the old super players draft closet. So do some time and get you some note cards and start making notes and following the ADPs and drafts, and what are the experts saying. What's the public saying? What do you think? Look at the metrics, see what's going on here. What is going on? Why are these players causing or having such a high degree of difference in opinion? So I think that's the key here for now in this part of the season in March. Just start putting these on the radar for your, you just look in the closet and bring these to the front and start doing some research for yourself, and just kind of keep them in the back. So I wish you, if you're drafting early, or in dynasty startups, certainly good luck. Do some homework, and come back, and we'll have updated rookie rankings as the time permits for us. So thanks for listening, and certainly visiting my blog. And I think hopefully we wish you good luck, and we want you to crush your league, and hopefully I can help do that. If I help do that, then that it's fun to know that I can help folks win their league. Okay. Thanks for listening.